I am here with the wonderful Justin Hartley, everybody. I've been watching you for all these years, and when you moved to LA, you drove there from college. Is that, am I getting the timelines correct?
Yeah, I just kind of took off and
Where were you in college?
Southern Illinois.
Okay.
Southern Illinois University. So I drove back up to my parents in Chicago to celebrate Christmas, and then the day after, I drove to LA in a U-Haul with no money and go out there with no prospects. And by the way, I had no idea, but apparently no talent, so I had to go back to school when I got to LA. I never considered that you probably need to know what you're doing. But I just wanted to, I just felt like I should go out there and see how competitive this market is and just see if I could compete and try to figure out my way in. I knew it was something I really wanted to do.
And what did you find?
It's hard. It's hard. But I found work. I thought, well, as long as I'm making money, I can stay in LA. And as long as I can stay in LA, I can meet people or try to figure out how to get into this business, show business I really wanted to get into. And
because there's no business like.
There truly is not. Well, unless you just scoop steam gum off the sidewalk, nobody would ever guess that. But I waited tables, I bartended, I've been a janitor, I've done roofing, I've done painting, I've done gardening, I've done landscaping, I've done everything you can imagine under the sun to try to make money so that I could stay out there as long as possible.
What did you tell yourself, not to give up in those times? What would you say to yourself in those moments?
Well, I was always when I went to LA, one of the things I also did was I went back to school. And so I was always learning more. And I always had that sort of feeling that, if I had the knowledge and the information last month with those opportunities that I now have, maybe those opportunities would have gone a little different. So if I keep doing that, maybe next month I will be in a situation, maybe, where the opportunity knocks and the skill is there, and I'll actually be able to book a job or something like that.
So you booked this amazing, wild soap opera, Passions.
Yeah.
And you were on that
There's one.
Yeah.
There's one.
Who was that one, may I ask?
There she is.
By the way, you liked Passions?
I love Passions.
Thanks
and I
for
watched This Is Us also. Love.
Thank you. A couple more people, I think, watched.
Thank you. And is it true that you're on a text chain with the This Is Us cast?
Yeah, all of them. We have several. We have, Sterling and I have one. Milo and I have one with Sterling. Milo and I have one with Chris. Chrissy and Milo. There's several. And there's one with all of us.
What's the latest chatter, if I'm not being too invasive?
No, you're not.
You can tell me that's a mystery.
We're trying to get everyone together, and we've done it, and a couple of us weren't able to make the last one, but the goal is to sort of get everyone together for a dinner. You know? Just a dinner, catch up, show some pictures of the kids and all that kind of stuff, because the texting is great, and it keeps you informed, and my castmates from This Is Us are so impressive. If you want to know what they're doing, just open up your phone, they're all over the place because they're all so successful and doing so great in their lives. So you can kind of check in on that way. But it would be good to get together, put the phones away, and just, catch up in person.
So you were in Passions for what I think is about 4 or 5 years. Is that correct?
3.
3. Okay. And then, there was a job between Passions and This Is Us.
I did Smallville. I did a show called Smallville. I did
Smallville, that's it. Yeah, it's Smallville.
Yeah.
And you were on that for a few years.
5 years, yeah.
Yes, okay, so that's the 5-year one. And then you went to This Is Us and now Tracker, which is a huge hit. I will never forget it launching after one of the best Super Bowls I've ever seen in my life.
It really was. That was a blessing and a curse. We got the news. We turned in this pilot episode of Tracker, and then the network called us and they said, we want to put you on after the Super Bowl. CBS, which is the greatest thing in the world. CBS, Super Bowl, Tracker, awesome.
And at that point, did you know that Taylor Swift was going to get to go? Because I was doing my own tracking.
Yeah.
Months before, I was like, I don't want to put pressure on this, but I'm just saying, if the Kansas City Chiefs did get into the Super Bowl, Taylor Swift happened to be playing in Tokyo that night, but I've done the math and I found the flights, and this was months before.
She's like, she got 45 minutes. That's tons of time to get to the,
And then Taylor can do anything, but it
was all kind of lining up for us. So then then they made the Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl, and I was like, Taylor Swift's going to be, this is going to be a ratings blowout, and then my show's on right after, and everything was lining up. And then the game was outstanding, and it was wonderful. And then the game went into overtime. And I was like, oh, no. For me, selfishly, but I'm at the game. I'm at the Super Bowl. I'm like, this is a great football game. But I was like, oh, no. I'm going to ask people to tune in to the premiere of my episode at, like, midnight. This is not going well for me. So I was trying to enjoy the game at the same time, and then it kept going and going and going. And then we ended up somehow still getting a great number. And then
huge rating.
Yeah. And then what actually happened after that was...
Like record-breaking rating.
Yeah. And what happened after that was our audience continues to grow. And even like last Sunday, people are telling their friends and word of mouth and all, so we're thrilled about it.
Okay, thank you, Justin, so much. Really, Tracker airs 9 p.m. Eastern on CBS. You already knew that, but it streams the next day on Paramount Plus. And it's been such a pleasure to hang out and talk to you.
It's been great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.